This part of the lesson explains how to use a basic input box to capture numbers and dates. Let's start by opening the file that I've downloaded and extracted, and then when the file's been opened we can click Enable Content, and then head to the Developer tab and open the Visual Basic Editor to see the code that we've already written. In this first subroutine in the module, called Capture Different Data Types, we've declared a string, a date, and an integer variable. We've then used an input box to assign a value to each of these variables. And you may find that a little strange if you think back to some of the other videos in this lesson. We established earlier on that an input box returns its value as a string. I can redisplay the tooltip by clicking within the parentheses and then pressing Ctrl and I to display the tooltip and show that the input box function returns a string. Nonetheless, this code still works as long as I type in a valid date for the second input box and a valid number for the third input box. I can successfully capture those values in variables of the appropriate type. Let's demonstrate this using some basic debugging techniques. If we switch to the View menu and choose to view the Locals window, and then select the subroutine and begin stepping through it using the F8 key, when I see my first input box I can type in, of course, a name, so I'll go for WiseOwl. That's been returned to a string variable, so hopefully you can see down here we've returned the string WiseOwl to a variable which accepts a string. What I'm then going to do is press F8 again, which asks me to enter a date of birth. WiseOwl was born in 1992, so I'm going to enter 1 January 1992. Now this technically is going to be returned as a string, but because that string is also a valid way to reference that date, it can be successfully captured in the date variable, and when I click OK, it indeed does go into that place. So you can see 1st of the 1st, 1992. There would be a problem, by the way, if I hadn't entered a valid date. We'll encounter that and see how to handle that in the next part of this lesson. If we just then go and enter the height as well, if I press F8, and as long as I enter a valid number, WiseOwl isn't very big, let's go for 40 centimeters tall. And if I click OK, I can see that the value 40 has been successfully captured in the integer variable as well. The reason this works is because of a feature in VBA referred to as implicit data type conversion. Basically speaking, what this means is, if you can take a value of one type and it can be successfully converted into another, VBA will perform that conversion for you automatically. It's quite a handy little feature in many places, although it can lead to a couple of bugs in other situations, as we may well see shortly. The feature implicit data type conversion isn't specific to input boxes. The second subroutine in this module doesn't use input boxes at all. It simply transfers values between different variables so that we can see that the data types change. If we select this subroutine and then press the F8 key to begin stepping through it, we'll see that the first thing that happens is we assign a string of text which looks a lot like a valid date, and indeed it is, but it's definitely a string being captured and held in a string variable. This happens as you might expect, and the value 7th of February 2019 as a string is captured in that variable. I'm then going to take the value of that variable and assign that to a date variable. So currently the date variable has the default date of 000000. If I press F8, however, it now holds the value 7th of the 2nd, 2019. The final thing I'm going to do is transfer the date, or assign the value of the date variable to a long variable. Long is just a type of number. Technically all dates are just numbers with a fancy format, so I can successfully convert the date into a number and store the result in that variable. So today's date, 7th of Feb 2019, is the equivalent of 43,503.